Elon Musk's speech that brought this entire school to tears. The auditorium buzzed with anticipation. Hundreds of students filled the rows, whispering and guessing what the world's most innovative entrepreneur, Elon Musk, might say. Some expected to talk about SpaceX, rockets, or Tesla's latest innovation, but when Elon Musk stepped onto the stage, his expression was calm yet reflective, and his first words silenced the room. Subscribe to the channel and share in the comments where you are watching this video from. Do you know the moment that changed my life forever? He began, his voice steady. It wasn't launching a rocket, building an electric car, or even founding a company. It was a moment of failure. The students leaned in. Musk's vulnerability was unexpected. He wasn't there to talk about success, but about lessons that shaped him, lessons far more personal than they imagined. He recounted a story from his teenage years, long before the world knew his name. When I was a kid growing up in South Africa, I had a big dream, to build things that would change the world. But I was also an outsider. I was bullied, doubted, and told to be realistic. One day I came home from school, bruised and defeated, and my mother, the strongest person I've ever known, looked at me and said, "Elon, you can't let other people's small minds keep you from your big dreams." He paused, his eyes scanning the crowd. Her words stuck with me, but they didn't make things easier. I kept failing. I failed at making friends, at fitting in, and later at starting companies. Did you know my first company nearly bankrupted me? Did you know that SpaceX's first 3 rocket launches exploded? Each time I felt like giving up. The room was silent now. Musk's story resonated because it wasn't about unreachable genius. It was about persistence and the quiet strength to keep going when everything felt lost. But here's the thing, he continued, his voice growing firmer. Every failure taught me something. Every rejection was a redirection. And every time I thought I couldn't keep going, I remembered my mother's words. She believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. That belief is why I'm standing here today. The students' eyes were wide. Musk wasn't just the billionaire genius they saw online. He was someone who had struggled, just like them. And that connection set the stage for the rest of his speech. "Let me tell you about a moment when everything seemed to fall apart," Musk said, taking a few steps across the stage. It was 2008, and both Tesla and SpaceX were on the brink of collapse. Tesla's production was delayed, and we were running out of money. SpaceX had just experienced its 3rd consecutive rocket failure. I had invested everything I had, even borrowed money to keep things afloat. And at that point, it felt like all my efforts were leading to nothing but disaster. The students listened intently, many unable to imagine someone like Elon Musk facing such despair. I remember sitting in a small office late at night, staring at the numbers, knowing we couldn't survive another failure. People told me to quit. They said it was over. But here's what I learned in that moment. Resilience is not about ignoring failure. It's about confronting it. It's about asking yourself, what can I do differently? What can I learn from this? Musk's voice grew more passionate. We made changes, improved our designs, and worked harder than ever. In 2008, with everything on the line, our 4th SpaceX launch was a success. It changed everything. NASA gave us a contract, Tesla secured funding, and suddenly the impossible seemed possible again. But none of that would have happened if I had given up. He paused for a moment, letting his words sink in. You see, resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each failure is an opportunity to grow, to adapt, and to become better than you were before. That's what I want you to take away today. Don't fear failure. Fear the idea of not trying at all. The room was filled with a charged silence, as though every student was processing how Musk's struggles mirrored their own fears. He had turned his failures into stepping stones, and his story carried a powerful message. Resilience isn't just for entrepreneurs or geniuses, it's for everyone. Elon Musk's tone shifted slightly, becoming softer but no less intense. "Now I want to leave you with one last thought," he said, his gaze sweeping across the room. "Each of you sitting here has a choice. Every single day you're faced with decisions that will shape your future. It's not the big moments that define you. It's the small ones. It's choosing to get up early, to work on your dream, to help a friend, to keep going even when you're tired or scared." He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. The world doesn't need more people who play it safe. It needs dreamers. It needs builders. It needs people who aren't afraid to fail. And here's the truth. If you aim to do something extraordinary, you will fail. Not once, not twice, but many times. The question is, will you let those failures stop you, or will you let them teach you? Musk's voice grew stronger, resonating with conviction. I'm not here to tell you it's going to be easy. It won't be. But I can promise you this. If you keep pushing, keep learning, and keep believing in yourself, you'll achieve things you never thought possible. And when you look back, you'll realize that every setback, every rejection, every sleepless night was worth it. He looked out at the audience, his expression sincere. When you leave this room today, I want you to ask yourself, what kind of life do you want to live? One of comfort and regret, or one of challenges and fulfillment? You're capable of more than you know. Don't waste this gift of life. Use it to create, to inspire, and to make the world a better place. The auditorium erupted into applause. Some students had tears in their eyes, moved by the raw honesty and passion of Musk's words. For many, it was a moment they would never forget, a spark that ignited something within them. As Musk stepped off the stage, he left behind not just a speech, but a legacy of inspiration, proving once again that even the most extraordinary lives are built on a foundation of resilience, courage, and the unwavering belief that change is always possible.